Hello explorers and welcome to another video. Today is day 13 of the Advent of Code. And today we are trying to implement an arcade cabinet. So they actually had the elves send a care package with a game, but my arcade cabinet is on the other side of the spaceship, and how hard can it be to actually implement one of those? And I have my int computer here, so why not use that? We have the software for the game here. So what they have added to this is that you run the program and you will get three outputs. You will get an X value and Z value, X value, a Y value, and a tile ID. And the tile ID is either an empty tile, a wall tile, a block tile, a horizontal pad, or a ball. So these are the things that I need to print out. And then in the first example here, you want to look for the number of block tiles on the screen. So I just need to count them for the first problem of this little puzzle here. So I will start coding and I'll be back when I have something that works. Yeah, and we're back. And now I have implemented a little code here to actually print out some Unicode, so we'll see the game board a little bit better. Sadly, the Unicode wasn't is at a specific width. They were a little bit indifferent in width, which make this a little bit hard to actually see. But you see that you have a lot of blocks here. You have the little ball over here, and you have the paddle down here. And I print out the number of blocks, the last thing I do, so that's 335. So let's see if that's the correct answer. 335, submit. You get a gold star. I get a gold star. Everybody gets a gold star. So let's see what the last thing we need to do here. The game didn't run because you didn't put in any quarters. Unfortunately, you did not bring any quarters. Memory address 0 represents the number of quarters that have been inserted. Set it to 2 to play for free. Ooh. The arcade cabinet has a joystick that can move left and right. The software reads the position of the joystick with input instructions. Joystick is 0 in the 0 neutral position. If the joystick is in tile to the left, -1. If the joystick is tiled to the right, provide 1. The arcade cabinet also has a segment display capable of showing a single number that represents the player's current score. When three output instructions specify x minus 1, y minus 0, the third output instruction is not a tile. The value instead specifies the new score to show in the segment display. For example, a sequence of output values like 1, -1, 0, and 12,335 would show that value. That as a player of current score. Beat the game by breaking all the blocks. What is the score after the last block is broken? Oh no, we need to implement the game. Interesting. Well, I got some time, so why not play the game? And we need to make a better display for our little game, I believe, because printing it out will be a little bit hard to follow. So now we actually need some way to display the current output in a good way. Well, I will figure this one out and see what I can do. Well, I'll start coding and I'll be back. And we are back! And this is many days later. I actually got this game to work. Then I broke it. And now I'm not really sure what state it is in. It's a little bit weird at the moment. I was able to get it to write up the full screen. And then I made a thing that restarted the program over and over again, and that made it possible to me just to restart the program for every input, and I still got a different input in, and it still counted as changing for some reason, and it went through and actually took out all of them. So I hacked the game in some way. I'm not sure if this is the correct result, but I'm gonna try to type it in at the number 13 and see if we actually got the right answer here. That would be really funny if you can hack the game and get the correct answer. So that's 15. The game is still running, so I can't use keyboard command. 706. Let's try that. You get a gold star, I get a gold star, everybody gets a gold star. So I hacked the game in order to get the result, because the actually playing that game were really challenging. So what I did, let's go to the code here so we can look at it. First off, in day 15 I figured out that the main loop was not the correct way to go when you're using a web server, because the actual class will be reloaded every time. So I needed to have a static state for my machine, So this is pretty much the same web server that we saw before, and it takes an input and gets a content back that I send back to the actual web page. So here, if we look at the state, so the first here we set up the program and we restart. And when I do a restart, I will set the computer program again. I will set the drawing, and I will set all the values of the drawing, so it actually will fill it again. And then I do a draw loop, and this starts off by getting running the program, getting the output, and then during a while loop, as long as we have more inputs, we will take 3 inputs and then print out the actual results. If it's x is -1 and y is 0, we'll just get the score for this. And if we have a drawing here, if you actually have some other coordinate, we will put in the actual value in drawing where what did actually happen at that position. And in this case, we have we update the screen just by drawing the specific things that changed. So if you start a program anew, you will get the full printed map, and then it will only update the things that changed. And I will print out the score at the top and then go through and do the actual printing of the game. And then there's get content. It takes an input. If the input is 99, I will do a restart and then just send 0, so no actual positioning. And then I will do this program, set the input and do a draw loop and get that result back. So if we look at my little program here where I actually have my screen, it's pretty simple JavaScript. I take the screen, I have a direction. It could either be 0, -1, 99 or +1, and I have the key codes for the arrow keys here, so 39, 37, 38 and 39. And then I just call my local host, get the result back and set that as an inner HTML of this screen. And then I could just play the game. But as I restarted, I could also just cheat the game. So that was an interesting thing. So if I stop the game here, start it over, and then go in and actually play the game, you will see that I have a game board. And if I just press the restart here, you see that I will fail multiple ways over, but it actually runs through the game and just takes all the stars. I don't have to move at all. So that's pretty funny. And that's how we got the score. So it's not how you get the score, it's that you actually are able to solve the problem. I hope that you found this interesting. I hope you found it a little bit funny. I did, at least. I hope that you learned something today. If you have any questions, suggestions, leave them down in the comment section down below. If you like videos like this, where we do tutorials or solve puzzles or talk about interesting new libraries and programs in open source, then please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends and colleagues. And I really hope to see you in the next video.